cuties. I hope everybody's been doing well. I have been, I have been going through some changes, going through some phases, but I'm still pressing my way. And if you all looked at my Instagram, I posted a couple babies that I recently purchased, and I just wanted them in my collection. One of them was my newest Pika Scope. She's African American, has like this kind of brownish hair. She's really cute, and I just love the fact that she has the hair. Plus, I do still have my avatar version of Pika that I love her too. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to root her hair also, but they will be sisters, sisters from two different worlds. So I'm working on something with that. I also received another baby, was done by a new artist that I saw on eBay. It's the Romy Scope, and his name is Avery. I'm going to be trying to do some videos with him. And of course, you all saw my other two babies, which I have the Betty Sculpt, and I also have the Felicia Sculpt, which I've done some videos with them already. But also that I have another silicone baby that I just recently received from AliExpress. I have been watching this baby for a little while in the African American skin tone, and I just thought he was so cute, and I wanted him as a boy. And I have named him Ashton BaiShon, and I have him with me today because I just opened his mouth finally. I was able to open his mouth because he does not come with an open mouth. But this is little Ashton, so that you all can see him. He is a full body silicone. With these dolls, they don't have very many seams on them. He has on this little Disney baby outfit. I put it on a lot of my other babies also. He is bald right now, but he's 16 inches, but he's kind of chunky. His limbs are pretty full. He does come with the fists. His hands are in fists, which I like, and it makes it easier to dress them. And like I said, I just recently opened his mouth so he can take a pacifier. So here he is, and look at his little mouth, and now it's open. There it is. I try to be very careful when I'm opening their mouths. I've had a couple of mishaps in the past when I was first starting, and I learned to kind of like take my time. But this is little Ashton. This is my baby boy Ashton that I have enjoyed, and he is truly a little cuddle bug. I just enjoy him so much. And also, I wanted to tell you all, please do not pay attention to my hair. Like I said, I am going through some stuff because I have decided to let my hair lock. Because there's so much that I've had to deal with my hair. So my hair is in my starter locks, and I have it down sometimes. But today, I kind of wanted to give it a break because I had sprayed it with... I have this stuff called Lock Sanity, and I sprayed it on there, and it was kind of, it wetted real good, so I wanted it completely dry before I took my banding down, my plaits and banding. So tomorrow I'll possibly have it down, but today I went to work like this because I said, well, maybe it'll look like, like the little twist plaits. So I just went ahead anyway, but so please don't judge me, but I would just be glad when it gets to like when it starts really doing the full maturing. I haven't been long. Tomorrow will make 1 month since my installation. My locks were installed on September 4th, so I'm going through that what you call wet chicken stage, because to me when it's down I look like a wet chicken. Because it's just doing whatever. And those of you who probably are locked, you probably know what I'm talking about. But I am just going through it. But I got my little lock diary, and I kind of express myself because there are some days when I'm like, oh, man, maybe I should take these things out. But then I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep going, because You know, it's like when I first became natural, I don't know, it was different. When I first became natural, I just embraced it. Because I cut all my hair off. Cut it off. It was like brush length, like a dude's, like a boy's haircut. And I mean, my whole family was like in shock. But it was so enlightening to me. I mean, it was like a new era for me, and I just embraced it. And this is what I'm trying to do with this too. I don't know, I was a lot younger when I went natural. I was in my 30s, and now I'm in my 50s. I'm 52. That's why I thought this would be such a good time to get my hair locked. You know, I wouldn't have to worry about it so much. So I'm just going through the journey. You all pray for me, because I like my hair. I like my hair poofy, especially like when I was in the Afro stage. But I went through and I was researching and I was doing a lot, trying to understand, you know, about locks, and if this was something I really wanted, what type of locks I wanted. So, you know, I did go through that, and I thought about it long and hard when I decided to do it. So it's not one of those things where it was like, I just want to get my hair locked and do it. No, I've been like researching it for a while and kind of like looking at the different styles, and finally decided to go with a size that I wanted, which I have the small micro locks. And my, you know, trying to obey my loctician and do the things that she tells me to do, and I'm doing that. Of course, I would love to wash my hair. You know, it's not bad, but you know, when you start feeling, because I spray with the I have the Lock Sanity rose water and peppermint, so I do that, which makes my scalp feel really good. And then I also have rice water that's by Hairfinity that I use sometimes in the morning when I take it out. It's just kind of like a mist I do over it, and it kind of like, you know, revives them. I'm slightly starting to see some of them, my texture changing, but not too much, because like I said, I'll be a month tomorrow. So that is where we are. So it's been a lot of changes going on lately, ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters, and I'm just, you know, I'm trying to embrace it. I really am trying to embrace it. So I just wanted to come because I had this little cuddle bug with me, and to give you an update of a lot of things that's going on with me and changes that are coming on. So when I come on here from now on, if you start looking like, what is going on with her, just know I'm on my journey, y'all. I'm on my journey. I'm on my journey. And, you know, I am. Some days it's kind of frustrating. But then some days I'm like, you know, I'm really digging this. I'm liking this. I'm liking the feeling of it. It's like I'm re-emerging, you know, like a butterfly comes out of its cocoon. I'm you know, emerging from a part of my life into something newer, and I like that, and that's what it means for me. And actually, it's spiritual also, because when I was looking up and doing a lot of research on locks and different things, I found, you know, so many things that were so enlightening, and you know, it was so understandable because I'm a spiritual person anyway. But you know, sometimes we do so much, and we focus on so many things that we don't allow ourselves to just be the person or the being that God created us to be. And so for me, this is what this is to me. It's a new beginning, a reawakening for me, to be able to accept myself the way I am naturally. And maybe that's it, because you know, I'm so used to sitting in the mirror and tweaking and okay, I'm gonna do it this way. No, that don't look, and it's not that way right now. Later on it will be, but right now it's a process. So I'm kind of going through, I'm going through my process. But guys, I didn't mean to come over here for very long. I'm already at 9 minutes. I just wanted you all to see my sweet boy. Look at him, he's just so chunky. My sweet Ashton. And we're gonna be coming back with you again with some things with Ashton. And, you know, we're going to be doing some outfit changes and showing him and showing his other brothers and sisters that I have out right now. And it's a lot of babies that I have to root. It's a lot of babies that I wanted to do some tweaking on. So, you know, I'm just doing some things and trying to keep my mind clear and focused, because lately it's been like really stressful at work because of all the things that just has been coming at me. And sometimes you feel very overwhelmed by a lot of things, and it's just like, especially when it seems like you're the only one that's doing it and you really don't have anybody else, because they're just throwing everything at you. And that's how I was feeling at one time. And so I'm getting past that, and that's what's another thing about my life journey also, that's helping me to be, you know, helping me to meditate more, to take that extra time to take a deep breath and just enjoy my life. Not allow things to stress me or bring me to that level where I feel like I'm not in control. Because, you know, my thing is, don't allow anyone to steal your joy. And sometimes it's not really allowing other people to steal your joy. It's just allowing the things around you in your life to get very overwhelming and just consume you. And so it's not like you're allowing anything to steal your joy. It's just that you're allowing certain things to put a damper on you because you're so overwhelmed. You know, if I can put it that way. You know, if you all look at it a different way, you know, please comment and, you know, tell me something about some things that you've been going through and you've been facing. Like I said, there's already a lot of things going on in the world today, and, you know, so many people are having a hard time, and then you're trying to hold on to the employment that you have, and, you know, trying to make sure that you have the funds to do what you need to do, and it's just so much. And then sometimes you feel like you're at a crossroad, and sometimes you feel like you're kind of backed up in a corner. But like always, to God be the glory, because He knows how much we can bear. So that's what I try to keep with me each and every day. That's why I start, you know, doing things with these babies again, and, you know, because it's a relaxation for me. And I've been looking at some things, like trying to get into like Tai Chi and different things, so I can release a lot of things without letting it build up in me so much where I just feel like I'm going to explode, you know, and just like let it out. We don't want to get to that point, and that's where, you know, I felt like I was getting at one time, and I'm just so glad that, you know, I'm back on track. So guys, you all please continue to pray for me. Good prayers. If you're not gonna say nothing nice, or if you don't really care about me, that's okay. You don't have to pray for me. Don't have to pray for me. But if it's out of love, and, you know, you've watched me on a number of occasions, and, you know, you have a love for me in that sisterhood, then, you know, please say a prayer for me as I say prayers for you all, you know, because I know what all of us are going through. You know, say a prayer for me. You know, call my name out. Haima. You know, Lord, just touch her life. You know, Lord, keep your hands on her. Because sometimes we get in a place where it's hard to pray. It's just hard to pray for ourselves, because we just, you know, we're just so bogged down. And not saying that you know, don't pray. Not saying that you don't believe. It's just sometimes it gets so overwhelmed where you can't pray for yourself. And, you know, that's where I was at one point. But, you know, like I said, I'm just so glad that I do know the Lord, and that I do know who's the head of my life, and that I can move forward. You know, I know He'll never leave me. He'll never forsake me. He's always there. If there's anybody I can count on, it's God. You know, no matter what. So, you know, I do know that, but I still, each of one of us, that's why relationships are important. We need to pray. All right, guys. Well, like I said, I've been on here long enough. It's been 14 minutes. But Ashton and I are going to say goodbye for now, and we will come back later on with another video. Until then, Hama's Adorable Cuties is out. And guys, I love you, and God loves you too. Bye-bye.